Alrighty, guys, we are once again 11-0 in our last 11 crowd pleaser teasers on my website. But before we get into some more of that, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to our part 2 video here for NBA picks for Sunday, October 30th, 2022. My name is Brock Page, and I've been doing sports picks for free right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, guys, I'm 11-0 in my last 11 crowd pleaser teasers on that site. And I'll include a link for today's crowd pleaser teaser in the description section below. And just remember, guys, if you sign up for that package here today, you're going to get access to that membership for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus here, guys, you're also going to get access to all the cheaper memberships that are offered on my website for 30 days, absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. Now, we currently have over 645 members who are signed up and active on that site right now. And with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content for our part 2 video. We're going to start off with the Timberwolves at the Spurs, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Now, Minnesota's -5 on the road, totals 238. And even though it's the Spurs who've been scoring a whole lot of points, well, I got to say Minnesota can certainly score with the best of them themselves. These guys are averaging 118 points a night. And they're also in the top 3 in offensive rebounding. Rudy Gobert is averaging over 15 boards a night. Meanwhile, teammate Anthony Edwards, he's currently the team's leading scorer. He's actually getting 23 points a game. He's averaging a good amount of rebounds as well. Yeah, 6 boards for Edwards a night. Now, they're going up against a Spurs team who has a tough time slowing anyone down on defense, really struggling on that end of the court. They're actually in the bottom 3 right now in points allowed. And they're letting their opponents make 50% of their field goals against them. When it comes to the injury report, Josh Richardson's questionable. Devin Vassell is out. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, Anderson and McLaughlin are questionable for them. When it comes to the total in this one, Minnesota saw overs this year against the likes of Utah and this very San Antonio team. Meanwhile, the Spurs went 4-2 to the over in their last 6. I'm going to lean toward Minnesota -5, over 238. Next game I have for you, it is going to be Magic at the Mavericks, 7:30 p.m. East. Now, Dallas is -9.5 on their home court, totals 213. And even though the Mavs are favored by nearly double digits, they haven't been incredibly sound on defense. They're actually in the bottom 5 in defending the field goal. When it comes to rebounding, they're also in the bottom 10 in offensive boards. They're facing an Orlando club on the other side of things who's been pretty tough on the defensive end of the court this year themselves. These guys are in the top 10 in fewest points allowed per contest. They're also limiting their competition to just 43% shooting from the field. And when it comes to offensive production, the youngster Paolo Banchero, he's the team's leading scorer with 23 points a game. Meanwhile, Franz Wagner is averaging 15 points a night himself. Right behind Banchero in terms of points per game on the roster here. Now, injury-wise, Fultz, Anthony Suggs, and Mo Wagner are out today for the Magic. Meanwhile, for Dallas on the other side, Bertans and Ntilikina are questionable for them. When it comes to the total, Orlando saw their last 3 straight stay under the number. Unders against the likes of Charlotte, Cleveland, and New York. I'm going to lean toward Orlando +9.5, keeping this one close. Under 213. Next ball game, it is going to be Rockets at the Suns, 9 o'clock Eastern start time. Phoenix is the 12.5-point favorite, totals 228. And despite this being a huge number, normally I'd stay away from these, types of double-digit spreads, but I actually do think the Suns should be able to cover it. They're in the top 5 in the league in shooting from the field. They're actually one of the best foul shooting teams in the game, really making their opponents pay when they send them to the line. Now, Devin Booker's averaging nearly 30 points a game, and he's making over 41% of his three-pointers. Meanwhile, Mikal Bridges, he's second on the team in scoring. He's averaging over 15 points a night. And in addition to some very efficient offensive production, The Suns are actually in the top 3 in fewest points allowed on defense as well. That's something they've done very well over the past couple of seasons, playing really good defense. Now they're facing a Houston club on the other side who's one of the worst shooting teams in the game. These guys are actually second to last in the association in field goal percentage. And when it comes to defensive play for Houston, the Rockets are allowing 119 points a game. Now, injury-wise, Gordon and Washington are out. Meanwhile, for Phoenix, DeAndre Ayton's out with an ankle. When it comes to the total, Phoenix saw their last 2 straight get over the number. Meanwhile, Houston saw 3 out of their last 5 get over the line. I'm going to lean toward Phoenix minus 12.5, over 228. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It is going to be Nuggets at the Lakers, 9:30 Eastern start time. Denver's minus 4 on the road, totals 227.5. Now, Denver's been shooting lights out since the season started. They're in the top 3 in offensive field goal percentage. And they're also drilling 40% of their three-pointers. Nikola Jokic, he's averaging 20 points a game along with double-digit boards. Meanwhile, Michael Porter Jr., he's drilling 54% of his three-pointers himself. Now, they're facing a Laker team on the other side who's dead last in the league in scoring. They've also, I saw a stat this morning. It's the first time since like 1958 where the Lakers have been the only team left without a win to start the season. And going back to, 1958, there were only like 8 teams in the league. So it's a Laker franchise who's in shambles right now. Like I said, dead last in scoring. And equally as bad, they're shooting a league worst 23% from downtown. Very little threat shooting the long ball. Now, injury-wise, Anthony Davis is questionable with a back. Meanwhile, for Denver, KCP and Davin Reed, they're listed as questionable for them. When it comes to the total, the Nuggets saw their last 2 straight stay under the number. Meanwhile, the Lakers are 4-0 to the under in their last 4 themselves. No real surprise there. It's a team who struggles to generate any type of offense. I'm going to lean toward Denver minus 4, under 227.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our quick pick recap. I like Minnesota minus 5, over 238. Give me Orlando plus 9.5, under 213. I like Phoenix minus 12.5, over 228. And with my next and final free pick for the video, actually, before I give you that, just another quick reminder, we are 11-0 in our last 11 crowd pleaser teasers on my website. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward Denver minus 3, under 227.5. And with that, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my website. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, guys, happy Sunday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.